Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Laura and the Other Stories. Issue number 1, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. And when I picked up this comic, not like the Sheena, the Queen of the Jungle, I did not judge the book by its last cover. I judged the book based on the premise where what would you do if you fell in love with somebody and that somebody wasn't available because they had a significant other, but you still loved them anyway? I've been through that in 2006 when I was in college at Cal State Fullerton with a girl named Yaya. You know, can't tell her real name on this channel. So we begin with this girl named Laura. She's on the phone, she's going through emotions, so she picks up the phone and she calls her crush, Marcos. And she's like, hey, handsome boy, you busy? And he's like, Laura, believe it or not, I was just about to dial your number, which, you know, that may or may not be true. He just got caught up in the moment. And we get flashbacks of them kicking it. She goes through those emotions that she thought the relationship they had was mutual, even though he had a girlfriend named Paz. So we get to this flashback of they're on the beach. Laura and Marcos, they're overlooking a couple just getting all lovey-dovey and groping all over each other on this sandy, beautiful beach right there. And she's like, is it really necessary to show off like that? I mean, in front of us? And Marcos is like, well, what you talking about? It's all good. And Laura's like, well, it's easy for you to say because you got Paz, I ain't got nobody. Marcos tells her, well, one day you will find somebody. Just give it some time. You gotta let it fall into place. Now, as time goes on this beach, they playfully enjoy each other's kind of playing beach, tennis ball. They go into this cold beach water. They start splashing and flirting. You can tell it's not just friendship here. And we cut back to present time with Laura's mom like, snap out of it, girl. Your room's a mess. When are you gonna clean it up? I'll clean it later, mom. Get out of here. It's always later with you teenagers. And then her friend Elena gets in like, oh my gosh, girl, you really got to get over him. Stop drawing pictures of Marcos. Let's go. We're gonna partay and we about to get it in. Woo, muchacha. So I'm sure some girls do talk like that. And Elena is just like this spunky, upbeat girl. She continues to tell Laura how she just led this guy on at the shop. You know, this guy sent me a friend request. I didn't know who he actually was, and I remembered he's that guy who kept going into my shop buying shirts that he doesn't need with zits all over his face. And Laura's like, I really don't care. I'm going through some stuff right now. And then Lena keeps continuing on. It's so obvious he flirts with me. I think he only buys shirts to come by and see me. And you know, and now he sends me a friend request. Poor guy. I think she's just talking to like being like a confidence booster to herself. And Laura's going through some stuff like, I just don't give a damn. So let me go back into Laura's dream of the flashback with her and Marcos. It was clearly a dream because there's no way this brother could grab a moon, give it to her. Oh my gosh, what do you say? This is my gift to you. And they go in for a kiss. Clearly, it was a dream, and she was just laying there on her back in the water, not drowning. Even Marcos has to like, dude, that's surprising. Like, you fell asleep floating on your back. You could have drifted away in the ocean. Oh, and then Laura's like, well, then I would have something to tell my grandchildren. You can tell she's a young girl in her 20s. I believe she's 20 in this comic book, or early 20s. And then Marcos like, what were you dreaming about? She's like, well, nothing. So they lay face to face. And clearly this guy has a girlfriend, but their relationship, it's not just friendship. It's clearly beyond friendship at this point. You can tell with the way they're laying down. They stay the night on the beach. It's not clear if they did some poom poom, some chon chon action, which I don't think they did, but they go in for the kiss, and you could tell this is the moment where Laura is like, this is where I was a fool for going in for the kiss. And you can tell she's still remorseful about it. So later on when she calls him like, hey, you want to meet up tomorrow? And Marcos like, well, I'm looking forward to meeting you. And then she goes into this regretful mood like, I shouldn't have kissed you. And he's like, well, I went along with it, but you know, it happened. Laura's like, well, don't say that. It makes you feel bad. Well, you know, I love you so much, Laura, but you know, Paz and I, we don't see each other very often. And then they go on through more, even though Laura clearly knows who Paz, Marcos' girlfriend, is. It's just now, it's different now, because now, Laura, I kissed your man kind of thing, you know? And then Marcos has this sentimental moment like, do you remember when we told each other that we would always be there for each other no matter what, we always need it? I kind of took it for granted. And Laura's like, all right, well, we got to talk later then. Tell Paz to say hi for me if you want to. She's like, why wouldn't I? You guys are friends. That's where it's kind of different and awkward. So to help Laura get over this funk of kissing Marcos when she shouldn't have kissed him, or, you know, young puppy love if you want to call it, Elena takes her to the bar, takes her to a pool hall. They walk on the promenade. They go to a party. Elena is clearly the life of the party. Elena sees this guy named, I don't know what the heck that name is, Zach? It's kind of weird. Clearly Laura's just isolated herself, just drinking by herself. while Elena's over here like functioning, meeting and greeting, and Laura's just drinking her after dinner, drinking her dessert. And Elena goes up to like, Laura, you haven't said anything the whole time we were here. Why don't you have fun? Come on, let's go out and dance. Let's do the thing. You know, we're gonna TikTok our way to the dance floor. Then this brother named Luis comes in, and it seems like they have good rapport. They're hitting it off. He tells her a nail was removed with another nail. So he's talking about her split with her boyfriend. We're not my boyfriend, it's friends with benefits. And then he gives her a piece of advice. If I could be of any help, and Laura is jiving with the guy. And she tells him, playfully bantering with him, are you offering your services as a nail? Referencing what he said earlier, like, whoa, girl, that kind of sounds inappropriate. Or it doesn't sound appropriate. He's like, well, you said so yourself. So you can tell she's clearly flirting with him. She holds on him, puts her head on his shoulders, and he's not sure what to make of it. Like, they're comfortable with each other, and he flirts with her. She flirts with him back about going in for the kiss and how if I kiss you, you know, would you kiss me back? I mean, there's only you can try. Well, you wouldn't kiss me back? No, maybe that's what I said. Well, there's only one way to find out, and he plays it with her like, well, I can't just kiss you since I asked you. I have to keep her for when you don't expect it. That's how a kiss works. That's how a first kiss works. Okay, Luis, I might give you that. That's kind of smooth, I suppose. You got to build the tension. You know this girl's like this brother right here behind the tree rubbing his head together like, when you gonna kiss me, my man? When you gonna kiss me? I got to leave a little meat on the bone with here because there's still a few more pages in this book, but I got to say this story does, I mean, it's kind of cool to read like an everyday relatable comic book story. And when I read the synopsis for this, it just reminded me of 2006 with this girl that I really liked back in college named Yaya. And no, I was simply coming. I was young. What do you expect? I was young. Puppy love back then. This hits home with me. I thought it was a cool story. It draws you in to care about Laura. There's some drama here, and the turn at the end takes an unexpected turn. And perhaps I might review issue number 2, unless the comment section says otherwise. If you guys don't want to see that, but I think I'll give it a shot. Why not? And also link in description if you wish to purchase the Laura and the Other Stories. With that being said, Laura and the Other Stories, issue number 2. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.